Okay. What is going on, LBHT crew? B, what is going on?
It's the biggest miscarriage of justice of the year. Me working on Juneteenth.
It is Juneteenth, okay? Happy Juneteenth. Happy Wednesday. Happy belated Father's Day. All right. Hope your week is going well. But if not, it's going to get better starting right now. We
There's
are
a
streaming.
traitor in the chat right there.
Who? Well, we'll get to the chat in a second. Hold on. We'll get to the chat in a second. We are streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. So wherever you're watching this, make sure you hit that like button, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're listening to the audio form of this, okay, the podcast, make sure you give us a 5-star review, all right? And share it out with your friends and loved ones because we're trying to grow over on that side, all right? B calling out Hendo. Says, happy Wednesday, let's go. Shout out to Hendo from the Road Pod, okay? I don't know why he's a traitor. I don't know what he did to us or to you. He didn't do nothing to me.
He called out of work on Juneteenth, which means not only did I have to work, I had more work.
Let me give some love to the guy that was first in the chat, Mr. Bazel, okay? Showing some love to you. Shout out to you. Thanks for coming through. Danity here early. You know, Danity used to be the first person in here. If we didn't start at 7:15 on the dot, she would let us know about it. Okay. Mm-hmm. But she was ready. She was ready today. We were late. All right. She says Ravens are hard knocks. No. But we're gonna talk about that. Okay. It's the whole AFC North. All right. So we'll discuss that later on in the show. Okay. And Suge, a fan of another team in the AFC North, says Steelers on hard knocks. Yes. Thanks for coming through, Suge. We got our guy Living Legend in the house. Shout out to Living Legend. Says lunch break hot take. Hey, thanks for coming through. Jeremy Miller in the house. Salute. Thanks for coming through.
What's up, Jeremy?
Killer Cam's in the house. Says Hola Jose. Yes, sir. And also, mucho gusto Brodny.
What's up, Cam?
Yolanda's in the house. What's going on, Yolanda? Salute to you. Says good evening, LBHT family. Good evening to you, Yolanda. We got our guy, Coach Evans from Sip to Tally Film. Says, wow.
What's up, Coach?
Yes, sir. Coach is going to be joining us here soon, okay? It is that time of year where we do power rankings. Well, we don't do power rankings. Power rankings come out, and there's only one power rankings that you should be following. Just one. And that's Coach Evans. And that's over on more Sip to Tally Films. So if you don't know about more Sip to Tally Films, shame on you, all right? But that's okay. You can go over there right now, subscribe, all right? He's doing it. Are you doing it daily? I think it's daily. You're releasing one team per day leading up until training camp or whatnot, or the season. I'm not quite sure how you're doing it. But, man, go over there, hit your notification bells, and you'll see when, your team pops up. Spoiler alert, Beast team already made an appearance.
We all know Coach be hating.
So Coach is going to come on to discuss that, how his power rankings works, why teams are where they are. And it's very interesting. And you don't need to follow anybody else's after you listen to what Coach has to say. All right. DDSQ is in the house. What's going on? Says, what's good, y'all? What's good, DDSQ? Shout out to you. All right. And all right, that's all the comments for now, man. That's all we got in here. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, look, we have a lot to discuss. Okay, even though this is officially the dead time, the dead period of sports. Okay, the NBA Finals has concluded. All right, there's no training camp. OTAs are done. We're waiting for training camp. There's nothing to talk about, right? Wrong. We always find something to talk about around here. And it's actually Ravens stuff, Ravens and Panthers stuff. Usually we're not going to talk about that around this time of the year. But, there's a couple of things to discuss. Adam Thielen had some thoughts on OTAs that I wanted to talk about. I think they were interesting. Okay. We're going to talk about hard knocks. Okay. See how y'all feel about that. See, Coach saying baseball time.
He's saying Coach he can't come on the show now.
You don't mean that, Coach. Everybody loves baseball. But nobody talks about baseball.
No.
I think we talk more baseball than actual baseball fans. Eric L's in the house. What's going on? Shout out to you. Thanks for coming through. Says, greetings, everyone. Happy Juneteenth. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. MDT Sports says, what's up, everyone? What's up, MDT Sports? Our guy Raven C in the house. Make sure you subscribe to our brother Raven C. All right, aka Texas Raven. Indeed. Says, what's up, fam? What's up with you, Raven C? Appreciate you coming through as always. All right. So we're gonna get through all this. All right. We are not going to be 2 hours. Okay. We dedicated to making this a shorter show for now. Okay. We almost crept up on 2 hours last week. That got a little, y'all love that WNBA talk. We're gonna talk some more about that as well. Okay. But let's try to keep this a tight hour. I just posted that one.
My bad. I was saying what's up. Goodness.
Hendo said repairs must not be on. Hey, look, don't worry about that, Hendo. But no, he's not going to be on today. Okay, all right. We got a lot to get through. But first, we like to start every show with a Black History fact. And B and Nicole have a Black History fact for you.
Welcome to this week's Black History Fact. Willie Howard Mays, Jr., affectionately known as the Say Hey Kid, was born in Westfield, Alabama on May 6, 1931. He is a celebrated figure in American professional baseball, having played as a center fielder for 23 seasons in Major League Baseball, MLB, predominantly for the New York San Francisco Giants and the New York Mets. Mays' journey in baseball began with the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro American League in 1948. After completing high school in 1950, he was recruited by the Giants. His MLB debut with the Giants in 1951 was remarkable, earning him the Rookie of the Year award after hitting 20 home runs. In 1954, Mays received the National League NL Most Valuable Player MVP award, leading the Giants to their final World Series victory before relocating to the West Coast. His iconic over-the-shoulder catch in Game 1 of the 1954 World Series is still remembered as one of the most extraordinary plays in baseball history. Following the Giants' move to San Francisco, Mays bagged another MVP award in 1965 and led the Giants to the 1962 World Series. He concluded his career with a return to New York after being traded to the New York Mets in 1972, retiring after the team's appearance in the 1973 World Series. Mays was selected as an All-Star 24 times, tying him for the second most in history. He led the NL in home runs 4 times and in slugging percentage 5 times, batting over $300 and posting 100 runs batted in, RBIs, 10 times each. He hit 6 on 60 home runs and was a member of the 3,000 hit club. He won a batting title, 4 home run titles, and 4 stolen base titles. He ranks among the all-time leaders in wins above replacement. Mays passed away on June 18, 2024, at 93. He is remembered as one of the greatest players in baseball history, ranking second behind only Babe Ruth on most all-time lists.
All right. Okay. And shout out to Willie Mays Jr. Rest in peace. He just passed away yesterday. 93 years old. Okay. Lived a full, prosperous life. Okay. See, we talk some baseball on here, Coach. Oh, you got to unmute yourself. Oh, my bad. You got to mute yourself. We can't do it for you.
That good?
That's good. That's good. Coach, how are you? Coach? How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
All right. This is our good friend, Coach Ivan Evans, okay, from Sip to Tally Films and more Sip to Tally Films. He is the man that put together the Ravens Roundup. Now, we're taking a little break, but we'll be back soon. All right. Okay, the whole crew will be there. All right.
Like Brodny said yesterday on Still Conspiracy, ain't much to talk about.
No. And we don't like to fake it. Okay. We don't like to be on here and be like, oh, who are the top 5 Ravens safeties in history? And okay, man.
You can only do that so many times.
You can only do it so many times. Yes. We discuss that stuff, but it can't be every year. Okay.
Right.
We don't want to do the same thing. We want to keep it fresh for you guys. And, enjoy your summer. Enjoy the break. Okay. Now, me and B like to kind of venture off and discuss other things. All right. That's fun for us. But the Ravens Roundup will be back strong. But in the meantime, Coach, this is one of my favorite times of the year when you do these power rankings. Okay. I stand by what I say. I think this is the best power rankings out there. Nobody can match this. And this is the only power rankings that you need to follow. All right. So real quick, for people that, it's the first time following your power rankings, can you kind of just give a brief description of what it is that you do, like your process for how you rank these teams?
Okay. So what I do is I go through each position and I try to give each position a rank 1 through 32. And last year was the first year doing it, and I kind of went with quarterbacks. I kind of did the number 1 guy and went that way. Well, this year I tried to factor in your 1 and 2. And so last year I kind of scratched the surface with each position. This year I went a little deeper in every position. So like with the running back, I looked at your 1 and 2. With your tight ends, I looked at your 1 and your 2. With your receivers, I looked at your 3, 4, and 5 receivers. Let's look at your whole room. So I went a little deeper in each position. And like I told you when I first started it this year, I've maybe spent a whole month just trying to research this whole thing. I think last year it took me maybe 2.5 weeks to get through like the research part of it. I started the research part of this probably in May, and I finished it probably about a week or so ago. So I started like the 1st of May, and I finished it. It probably took me like a month and a week to get through all of it. And and the hard part again was the defensive line edge group, because you got half of the league 3-4, and then the other half 4-3. And I wanted to try to find a way to make 3-4 teams and 4-3 teams, and not one of them having advantage in defensive line edge group and in with the linebackers. So, and I think I figured out a way to do that.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. So where are we so far in the power rankings?
So we started last Wednesday with number 32, and then right before you guys came on, we had number 27. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've gotten 6 teams done so far. Today was number 27.
Now, how often are you releasing? Are you releasing these?
Monday through Friday at 7:00.
Gotcha.
No weekends this year.
Okay.
Okay, so, and Coach, I just want to ask also, do you kind of compile the list first and then add in the anti-Carolina bias, or is it already taken? Because that's wow.
No, B, there was no anti-Carolina bias. I actually, like, once I put that list together, when I was actually going through and recording your guys' episode, I was like, and I think I may have even said it in the episode, I like, they're probably going to outplay this if their O-line, and I did say this, I was like, if they O-line do what on paper what it seems, they're probably going to outplay this ranking, because just saying the names together and then thinking about it, I was like, they probably going to outplay this. And then when I text you last night saying that about the Carolina thing, and just looking at Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis, and then thinking about the 2 edge guys, I was like, if they O-line do what they need to do, they got enough. Maybe not to like be deep in a playoff run, but they got enough to contend and be a decent team. But there was no Carolina bias, but they got to do it first.
Yeah.
I don't know how well Bryce is going to be, because he got beat up so bad last year.
I was surprised you had the quarterbacks as high as you did in the ranking, considering how last season went, with the O-line and everything. Mm-hmm. Bryce had a very, very, very rough year. So yeah.
So I had the quarterback room for the Panthers, 24. And I'll run through the ones that for people that hadn't watched. The Giants were 32, and Panthers were 28, which was yesterday's show, and we had the Chargers at 27. That's where we at so far.
Man, so the Chargers, man, that's a big drop off from last year, right?
Well, the drop off for me with the Chargers is that running back room.
Yeah,
and we all know who in their running back room.
Gus the Bus
and JK.
Yeah,
and it's not because of their physical ability. It's because of their injury proneness.
Yeah.
And like I said in the episode, I think Kamani Vidal is going to end up leading them in rushing. And Vidal is a rookie from Troy. Now, what I did do different from this year, and that just made me think about it. You know how last year I kind of didn't give rookies any credence in the I had to pay attention to rookies this year.
Okay.
I had to, because I mean they played a major role in some teams last year, whether it be skill position or on the line. So I didn't straight up ignore rookies this year, because some rookies are going to come in and start like immediately. So I had to, factor that in and look at how they're going to, factor in some kind of lineups too. So last year, if you don't know, Bijan Robinson was the only person I even gave any kind of, credence to as a rookie. But this year, right. I didn't do that. Them young guys going to play, and I needed to make sure that I factored them into, my rankings.
All right. Okay. So let's run through them real quick. Okay. So you already said 32 is the Giants.
32 was the Giants.
That's understandable. That's understandable.
31 was the little sister Commanders. 30 was the Broncos.
Okay.
29 was the Titans. 28 was the Panthers. 27 was the Chargers.
All right, and that's where we're at so far. And then tune in tomorrow for 26.
And even though you may know the order now, go back and watch so you can see the breakdown and explanation of why these teams are there. I talk about each position, talk about the players in each position, and kind of give you a little backstory as to why I put it out there. Because I try to factor in what they've done in the past, like their stats, and factor in who they're playing for now and what they can project into the future. So that's why, like Brodny said, he was surprised I put the quarterback up there, because I'm kind of projecting what Canales can do based off what he did with Baker Mayfield. Yeah. So I'm thinking that magic of Canales can kind of go into Bryce on top of what he had with what he got with the O-line, and maybe he'll take that leap and be a better quarterback than what he was last year, because he really just took a beat, man. Because a lot of times he'd catch the ball and the defense would be there with the ball.
Yeah.
But also on the defensive side, I didn't take away the fact that y'all lost Brian Burns. I didn't make that hurt a lot either.
Yeah, Brian's a very talented guy, right? Super talented player, but the production, in terms of the stats, isn't always there. Now he impacts the game, but it's not, he's not getting to the quarterback 12, 15 times a season. Like a guy of his talent you would kind of expect. So I understand that, and Clowney coming in. If he still got left what he had last year, that's a really solid replacement. And then DJ Wonnum on the other side. Now, I don't think Wonnum's a great player. He had 8 sacks last year, but the other edge for Carolina last year had I don't even know who it was. Right? They got nothing.
You had to bring Luby down to be the other edge guy, because the edge guy wasn't worth a crap.
Right. They didn't have anybody. He had Gross Matos. He had they tried to shoehorn in Marquise Haynes. DJ Johnson, who they drafted for no reason. Like it was a bad group all around.
And speaking, when you say what you said about what was that? What's your age from last year? They went to the Giants.
Lugo?
Burns. Like with him going to the Giants, I still got their room ranked 24th. And you think about what they got in that room. They got Burns, they got Thibodeau. And they got Sexy Dexy up front. I just don't think that crap gonna mesh with what Wink would do. I mean, now, even though Wink gone, but they still got a protege.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just don't think they're gonna mesh up there in New York.
Now,
because on paper that looks very, very dangerous.
It does.
Yeah. I was laughing with something you said in yesterday's video, because I had the same reaction when B and I were talking about it, because I watched a few of the Panthers games, and I know he had the impact. But when you were like, Derek Brown had 103 tackles, and you didn't believe it. Like when we were talking about it, I was like, he ain't had that many.
You remember that conversation, B, me and you had?
Mm-hmm.
I like my
It's
thing
an
when he sound like
number.
he bullshit. He ain't like I pulled it up.
Yeah. He's a tackle machine. That's crazy for an interior lineman.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm gonna do is when I do finish this, I think I'm gonna go do a dedicated video over there for him, just because I want to go back and look and see what kind of impact he had for. I mean, that's unheard of for an interior defensive lineman to have 103 tackles. That's certified nuts.
Yeah. And see, this is why I love your rankings, Coach, because like you do a deep dive into all these teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody does that. You know, everybody has power rankings, and I don't expect everybody to be an expert on every team. Like you have your favorite teams, and you watch those teams, but you take the time to study each one of these teams. You spent a month on this, really deep diving into this, and getting to know each position. So you're not just saying, well, you know, their quarterback sucks. They're probably going to be, they're going to be 30th or whatever. Like you look at the whole entire team, you're ranking each position, and that's how you compile in the system. So it's very interesting to see where people end up, you know. And for people that are wondering, hey, where the Ravens rank, you're gonna have to wait a while, okay?
Right.
You have to wait a while. Like,
or
I will say this: it's like the first year doing it, and the Ravens came out on top. So for however long I decide to do it, there will be no bias because I was able to say the Ravens were number one the first time I did it, and there was no bias in it. So I'm going to be completely unbiased for the rest of the time I do it because I got to say the Ravens were number one the first time I did it.
And you're pretty much right. I mean, they didn't finish with the Super Bowl, but
we finished the regular season on top, though.
They ran roughshod through the league. Yeah,
Sure did.
Yeah. So I mean, yes, it's definitely unbiased. You know, the way you do your grading, it works itself out that way. You know, so yeah.
I will say I was completely wrong on one team though.
Carolina Panthers.
The Lions.
The Lions. I think I had the Lions at 30 or 31 or something like that.
Somewhere there, yeah. But that was the spot rightfully earned by Carolina, 32.
But to your point, Coach, like you said, you didn't grade rookies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had a lot of young players on the team, so it was hard to kind of assess. How your system was at the time.
Huge impact from their rookie class last year.
Yeah,
they sure did.
So. All right, man. That's it. Look, so Coach, I want to do like we did last year.
Cool.
After maybe like a weekly thing or whatever, have you come on and give updates on the power rankings and kind of discuss, why that team is where it's at, because the lower, nobody likes to see the team at the bottom, but I mean, come on, man. Like if you're a Giants fan, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that have to be explained? But you give an explanation for why a team was ranked where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and they're picking between Daniel Jacobs, Drew Lock, and Tommy Cutlets. So not a whole lot of room for complaints there.
Their best quarterback was living in his mom's basement.
All right, Coach. So I don't know how much time you have. You want to hang out, or I mean, it's up to you. I mean, we
I ain't gonna hang out. I did this while we was talking.
Oh man, what'd you do?
I cut my finger playing with some scissors.
Oh man. Okay. Go take care of that, man. Go take care of that. And look,
I'll tell you, that's a professional right there, though. Didn't even notice.
I would have passed out. I'm like, stop the show. Coach, we'll talk offline. The Ravens roundup will be coming back soon. We'll get the band together and work that out. But appreciate you coming on. You're one of our favorite guys. You already know that. So we'll see you soon.
Most definitely. I'll be in the chat once I take care of this.
All right. Cool. Okay. So
appreciate it.
Yes, appreciate you. B, where do you want to go next? You want to
go ahead and maybe hop into the Hard Knocks talk?
All right, let's do it.
So Hard Knocks coming back this year with the first time the full division the AFC North, arguably the best division in the league. You got the Ravens and the Steelers, big time rivalry there. You got the Bengals, you got the Browns, who think that they are big time rivals. Is this something that's striking your fancy, getting you interested?
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, because the Ravens are gonna be on there, I'm more interested. Like that. The whole novelty of Hard Knocks kind of wore itself out with me a while ago. When it first started up, I wanted to watch it every year.
It was appointment viewing when it first started. You'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah,
Really.
very, very compelling, and the fact that it was happening in real time almost, right? Like you see players get cut. That player had just got cut.
I would avoid like ESPN and everything like that, so I didn't see cuts, so I could watch it on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
And then after, I want to say it's right around when JJ Watt went and did his act on Hard Knocks that I stopped watching. Because early
that was
on,
a turn off. Yeah.
Early on, they didn't focus entirely on stars. They really tried to follow some of the lower level players, some of the fringe players, and see if they can make the team, kind of tell their stories. And then JJ went on there, and it was kind of the JJ Watt show, and he's in the background flipping the tire and setting records for working out and everything. I was like, I don't need this anymore.
Hey,
and I really haven't watched it in several years.
Let me give a couple of shout outs to people in the chat, because we always got to shout out our guy Shaheen, because he's over in Iran. It's what time is it over there, Shaheen? He always watches like 2:00 in the morning. So I always want to show love to Shaheen for staying up late and watching the show. Okay,
appreciate you, man.
Our guy Phantom Cyborg in the house says salute to y'all. What's good, Coach? Happy Juneteenth. Yes, salute. Poon Gent is here. B. Okay,
I saw that earlier. Yeah,
what's going on? Agnes, she was talking about the running backs. We were talking about Gus and JK. She's calling them has-beens. Thanks for coming through, Agnes. I think that was it. Oh, Zeke Okage is in the house too. What's going on, Zeke? It says Hosea Brodny, what's good, unks and everyone. All right, and of course our brother OTR Mike. Okay, he's here in the house. All right, we just, in fact, the three of us just put out a Ring Kings episode. Go check that out. All right, the tank fight just happened. Very entertaining, and we discussed that and a whole lot more. So Ring Kings podcast, that's where you go and subscribe. All right, and salute Big Reg. Okay, yes, Hard Knocks, something that I used to really love. But yes, the Texans one. Here's the thing about the Texans one. This is the thing. Yes, that turned me off, but that was also the season when DeAndre Hopkins,
greatest highlight in Hard Knocks history.
Okay, all right. That was against D'Angelo Hall.
Yes,
and I'll never forget. I was in the living room or the family room. I was in the family room. Okay, April was in the kitchen. All right, and that happened, and I yelled out loud. I was like, "Oh!" And she ran into the family room because she thought something happened. She's like, "What happened?" I was like, "This man just got his ankles broke." I was so hyped. I called you up. I was so hyped, like it happened, like it happened in real life, like or in real time, like real time. But it happened in real life, but like it just happened like on like live TV. You know, I was so amped up by that. Okay, that was the best moment in Hard Knocks history. Okay.
Yeah, and then they followed it up. I believe it was after that, but one of the worst moments in Hard Knocks history was Joe Philbin as the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, where some of the players had a problem with the way he was doing things, and you had the veterans on the team. It was Jake Long, Reggie Bush, and I want to say maybe it was Channing Crowder. I can't remember now who the third guy was, but they all went and they had a meeting with him. And tried to kind of open the lines of communication, and you could tell that he was like almost intimidated by having the three vets in there talking to him like that. And once they left, he was basically like, "Get rid of all of them."
I always felt like Yeah, that's one thing about Hard Knocks. Like it kind of exposed some people, right?
Yeah.
Like you saw Joe Philbin on there, and I was just like, yeah, man, he's a bad coach, right?
Mhm.
And you don't want to make those assumptions off of a couple of cuts here and there, but these people aren't actors,
Right.
They're showing you who they are. You're getting a little bit of who they are, and I knew, like, when they had that scene and they're going to talk to Philbin, and he's like, yeah, we gotta get rid of some people. I was like, yeah, he ain't gonna make it. Like
Right.
he's not gonna get the respect. And Mikey has a question here. He says, we won the chip, talking about the Ravens. Last time we were on Hard Knocks, didn't we? We actually won before, the year before Hard Knocks started. We were already champions.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I think it was, the year after we won the Super Bowl is when Hard Knocks started. We were the first team to do Hard Knocks. So, but you know what? People don't like it. They don't like the team on Hard Knocks because, it has that stigmatism of, hey, if you're on Hard Knocks, you're a bad team. But look, I don't subscribe to that stuff. Okay. And we're not featured on there. Like the AFC North is featured, and we're going to be, we're part of the AFC North. So you'll see some clips of us, but it's not solely about the Ravens. Is this the season long one? Because then they changed the format.
No, I don't. I think this is the
training camp
one, and then they announced the season long one later.
Okay. So Poonchen says, I know Hard Knocks will trash us like always.
That's Cleveland does it to themselves, bro.
Poonchen, how you feeling about Cleveland this year? I think they have everything they need, except the quarterback.
If Deshaun Watson can play football. If
Deshaun Watson can get it together, watch out. But I think they have everything they need to compete. They're already competitive last year. Yes, Jeremy said Rex Ryan made the Jets entertaining on Hard Knocks. He sure did. That was one of my favorite ones. And they had a good season that year too, I believe. And then they had like two good seasons where they made it to like the AFC Championship. Zeke says, how does everyone feel about our new helmets? I think they're fire. I like them.
I don't like them.
You don't like them?
Let me rephrase. I like the helmet. I think the purple helmet with the gold and the all purple looks amazing. I don't like the logo. I
think it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, the little, the bird staring at you like that. I think they put a different logo on there that would look amazing. But I just don't like the logo.
He also said they wanted AFC North because they watched the Steel Conspiracy.
Goddamn right, Jeremy.
So, hey, what's going on, House? That he says it's in season. Okay, it's in season. All right. All right. I mean, yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm gonna watch it. Because the Ravens are going to be featured on there. I know they're going to try to get Lamar Jackson on there as much as possible because Lamar Jackson gets you views.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna watch it, man. I'm gonna watch it. Is there something else? I think there's something else I was gonna bring up with the Ravens. I can't quite remember. If it comes back to me, I'll bring it up. But that's pretty much it, man. Training camp. We got it doesn't start until July. Okay, end of July for most teams. All right. Now Adam Thielen from the Carolina Panthers. Okay, he has some thoughts on OTAs, and he was on the Rich Eisen Show. I was going to clip it, but I was like, I don't feel like it. Okay, let me just paraphrase. Just trust me, bro. Trust me. Okay, I'm gonna paraphrase for you. All right. Basically, he says they should do away with OTAs. Okay. It kind of gets in the way. Just go straight into training camp. He thinks OTAs is a hindrance. If there wasn't any OTAs, it would extend his career, right? Because people show up, they get little injuries, little nagging injuries, and they show up and you're okay for a little bit. You get into some shape, and then you go right back out of shape because you're doing nothing for 5 weeks. You go on vacation, you're doing whatever, and then you go into training camp and you're still out of shape, right? And he says, and OTAs doesn't necessarily get you in shape anyway, because there are people that showed up to OTAs out of shape and got cut.
Yeah. And he made the point that, no other sport does OTAs. They all just kind of go to training camp and get ready for the season, and they're all good to go. I mean, I think it's a little bit different in the NFL. It's a more physical game. But I tend to agree with him that that the OTAs and mini camps and whatnot don't really serve much of a purpose for the veterans. I think, the rookies coming in and the undrafted guys, you can put them through the paces a little bit and see who is going to make the roster. But in terms of like getting you ready to play the actual season, I mean, I don't think the OTAs and mini camps and all that kind of stuff have any effect at all, really.
Yeah, no, I agree. The injury part, absolutely, right? Like it's just another thing to possibly get your guy hurt. All right, let your guys rest. Let them have their time off, spend it with their family, and then they know when training camp is coming up that they have to start to get in shape. They get in shape and they show up to training camp in shape, and then you go through your training camp. You don't need all the extra stuff, but a lot of these things are in place because of tradition, and people don't like change. The league doesn't like change, but the league is changing. Now you have 17 games. They want to add more games. They have more teams that get into the playoffs. You have to start thinking about how can you preserve these players, down the stretch. Okay. There is such thing as working out too much, right? So let them heal because when off season first starts, most of them are just healing up. Let them heal, let them relax, and then a few weeks before training camp starts, they can get in. They know what to do to work out now. This is a completely different league from the 80s and 90s. Okay. He also said that too. Like all these guys have personal trainers. They have, they have people that they get with to work out and get into shape. Like they treat their bodies a lot differently now than they did before. So they know what it takes to get in shape, going into training camp. And you know what else? When you get to training camp, don't do a conditioning test, John Harbaugh. Okay. We had people falling out, okay, on the first day. All right. Pulling hamstrings on the first day just so you could prove like, hey, you're not in shape. Yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, how else will he let him know that he's in charge?
Yeah.
if he can't say, okay, well, you're not practicing because you didn't run the laps in the amount of time that I think you should.
Yeah. Mikey thinks OTA should be just for rookies and first and second year players, maybe. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, because they gotta get acclimated to the NFL. I can get with that.
And I would take it even a step further and say it's just for rookies. It's like summer league is what it should be, where it's for rookies, but only the rookies that you're not sure are going to make your roster. Like when you have you draft a guy number 1 overall, they don't need to play in summer league. They can wait for training camp and preseason and whatnot. Yeah, if you draft a guy in the 7th round, have him show up to OTAs. If you draft a guy in the top 5, maybe just let him relax until training camp.
Yeah. NDT Sports says players are speaking out now. You don't tell us what to do now. That's facts. Yeah. Well, I mean, they should have been speaking out. I mean, there's all kinds of things that that they let the NFL do because they're afraid to miss a paycheck. They got to start voicing or showing more solidarity and standing strong on their positions. Don't bend to the NFL's will. Let's see. Hendo says it's in shorts and t-shirt. They are just running drills, asking to get hurt. Yeah. Yep. It's a fact. All right. So we all conclude that OTAs can go away. They probably will, because the NFL is trying to add even more games. Yeah. So they'll say, okay, yeah, you guys don't have to do OTAs. You don't have to do mini camps. All right. That's just for rookies. Because if they add more games, what are they talking about? Adding like 2 more games?
Well, I mean, I think they're talking about just 1 right now, but who knows where they're planning on ending.
So, I mean, 17 games, you're already not going to have your players play every single game, right? Most of them aren't. 18 games, that's guaranteed that you're not going to get guys play every single game, right? They're already treating the first few weeks or first couple weeks at least of the regular season as preseason, right? Nobody goes into week 1 really ready to go. They took away a preseason game. They know it's a long season, so they treat that first game as preseason. OTAs are super overrated. Yeah. So, yeah, they need to do that, and they need to increase the roster.
Yeah, which was supposed to be one of the compromises for adding a 17th game, and I guess it sort of happened with the practice squad, but yeah, they need more game day players than they currently have.
Yep. All right, we have 50 people in here. Hit that like button, and if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Now, I did something earlier, B. We put it now. Me and B, we put out a video. Most of you guys in here that are subscribed, probably you shouldn't know. You shouldn't know it's out. You shouldn't. Okay, unless you're just you're looking through our page and you saw it there, but it did not go out to subscribers. I changed it. Me and Hendo were discussing that. We're doing an experiment. I wanted to see what it would do. But if you're interested in it, it's on our page. Go check it out. All right. It's about the NCAA settlement, $2.7 billion settlement with the players. All right. So make sure, if you want to look at it, but you shouldn't have gotten a notification. If you did, we gotta discuss it with YouTube. All right. Well, look who's here, B.
Yes, indeed. You want to jump into the what do you call it? The court of public opinion? Is that where you want to go next?
You want to do that? You want to bring Ferris up for that?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, ladies.
We're gonna respectfully ask Ferris to turn his music off before we bring him up.
Well, hold on. I muted him for a second. You guys can't hear it. But we can hear it. He's in the backstage. He's looking at what music? I don't hear any music. All right. Okay, we're gonna go, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the court of public opinion is not a real court, but it is the only court that matters. Court is now in session.
Well, it's not in session yet, because I gotta do the whole thing. It's gonna be in session in a minute.
I'm sorry, it's about to be in session.
My goodness.
Did it go?
What is up, Ferris? Thank you so much for joining us. He unmuted himself, and all we can hear is the music. It's incredible.
All we can hear is the music. We can't hear your voice.
The music's just louder now. That's all.
Very calming, though, Ferris.
Sorry, I know what music. I know what it was.
Okay.
My audio interface switched over to my my capture card. My capture card. You were hearing a stream capture, man.
Oh, okay.
How you doing? I'm doing swell, guys.
Okay, all right. All rise. All rise. Court is now in session. All right. You see it there.
You guys want me to get you guys a soundbite of the All Rise? I can get you guys that one if you want me to.
No. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay. All right.
There you go. NDT Sports is calling you the GOAT. All right.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
He spelled your name wrong, but that's okay.
That's fine.
All right. Yolanda showing you love. Mikey says, "Where's the horns?" He replaced it with the
calming music.
Meditation music.
Yeah.
Coach wants to know, do you agree with the 30-32 ranking that the Giants got?
Unfortunately, yeah, I do. I watched the video and I can't disagree.
Okay. That's all right. All right, but let's pick your spirits up here. All right. Aaron Rodgers is on trial. Do you know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers, Ferris?
He's in a cabin in the dark smoking crack.
Not crack. It's ayahuasca. Okay. Do you smoke ayahuasca? Or
no,
is it something?
I barely take ibuprofen.
No.
You personally, he's asked.
How is it consumed? How is ayahuasca consumed? Is it smoked? Is it like a?
Is it smoke it? I think you smoke it. I think you like smoking it somehow or something. I don't think it's edible. I don't think you eat it. I think you
like because is it like shrooms? Because shrooms is that's like a you eat or you know I don't know. You don't smoke it though. All right. It's a psychedelic. I know that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not that he's doing that. Okay, we suspected for a while that he's on drugs. It's that it's rumored that he skipped OTAs to go to an ayahuasca retreat.
You drink it.
Yeah.
You drink it. Okay.
You make it into a brew.
Then you boil it down and then you drink it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you it's basically like you put it in hot water, it reduces it, then you drink it. Oh, okay.
All right.
That's weird.
So he skipped OTAs to have a ayahuasca retreat. That means he was doing a lot of it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna miss the whole month. I'm gonna miss all the practices so I can take some ayahuasca. All right. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
What are your thoughts on this? Like,
I don't understand. My thoughts on this are that everyone in the New York Giants organization is just. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, the Jets. It's just every day.
Bad, but we ain't this bad.
Slapping themselves, kicking themselves, thinking, "What the hell did we do? What did we unleash upon ourselves?"
I'll say this, man. Robert Saleh is so mad right now because he's like, why couldn't I have DeMeco Ryans way? Because I was DeMeco before DeMeco. I took over a bad team. I created a great defense, and all I needed is quarterback. Why have you forsaken me? Like, why couldn't I get CJ Stroud? You know what I mean? And now he has to deal with, the whatever.
They had it. They had it in the bag. They said, "Look, we got Aaron Rodgers. We ready to win now." That man took 3 snaps and was like, "All right, y'all, see you next year."
Mike says it's like crack juice working for him. Clearly, the way his Achilles healed so fast, but Mike, it tore so fast. Yeah. So is it really working? And Aaron Rodgers says himself. He says he's credited psychedelics like psilocybin and ayahuasca for helping to alleviate his fear of death and deepening a sense of self-love. That's great.
Aren't these on the NFL banned list?
It's not banned by the NFL.
Okay.
That's great, Aaron, but maybe wait till your career is done.
Yeah. How does that help you read a defense?
Yeah.
Well, I learned today on our own comment section that you don't need to read defenses to be the best in the league. So there's that.
What?
That some idiot wrote that.
Okay.
But no, seriously, right? We're joking about it, but
he switched up the dosage.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, they were already talking about Lamar Jackson missing OTAs and losing out $750,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are questioning his leadership and all this stuff, and does he have an agent and all that? Can you imagine if he skipped it for an ayahuasca retreat?
Yo, man, if Lamar was in that cabin in the dark smoking crack, that'd be crazy.
I gotta stop saying he's smoking crack. Mike told you already he's drinking crack juice. Not the same thing.
We just established, Ferris, that he wasn't smoking. Okay, he was drinking the tea.
He was drinking crack. Sorry, my bad.
No, but Aaron has a certain privilege to be able to do certain things that other people would not be able to do.
Absolutely, man. Because it's OTAs, bro. Who cares, man? What's Lamar Jackson gonna do? Create more chemistry to the wide receivers he doesn't throw to? Like, what do you want him to do?
So he has to develop some chemistry. He went out there last year and only played literally 3 snaps.
No, I'm talking about Lamar Jackson.
No, but we're talking about Aaron Rodgers, right?
Okay. Like, with Aaron Rodgers, absolutely.
I mean, I was comparing him to Lamar Jackson. Like, what if Lamar Jackson were to do that, right? Like that that's all we'd be talking about, right? How he's not dedicated to the sport, blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
Whatever. All right. Aaron Rodgers he's been given a lot of grace, a lot of credit for winning one Super Bowl many years ago. Okay. And choking ever since. All right. Great player. Yeah. But I mean, they brought you in for one reason, and that's so they can win now.
He has followed the Brett Favre timeline to a T, boy.
You think he's going to play in Minnesota?
I mean, he has to at this point, right?
He has to. Has to.
No, man, like if I'm solid, man, like I'm pissed. Like what? Like okay, you hope that he comes in and he's ready to go and it gives him some clarity and whatnot. But all I can think of when I hear ayahuasca is what happened to Deontay Wilder. Okay.
Yeah.
He went on the ayahuasca retreat and he felt great, but he didn't look good against Rob Parker is who he fought, right? Joseph Parker. Not Rob Parker is he's not a boxer. Joseph Parker, and didn't look good. Right.
Then he got knocked out by
Zhang Li Zhang.
Yes. Well, listen, again, this is the thing. Like, this could very well be good for Aaron as a person. He might feel that it's making him a better person. Like I said, making him accept himself more and all this kind of stuff. Maybe that part is true. But you play a game that's not for normal people. You play a game that's for psychopaths.
Well, if this is his first time taking it, which I don't think, okay, we'll see. But I know Aaron Rodgers to be a terrible person up to this point, so I don't think it's working.
And here's the thing, I
think it was last year when he started taking, like before the first Jets season, I believe. So we haven't really seen him, but but it could be making him a better person. Whatever. I'm saying that's neither here nor there, because you play a sport that regular people won't thrive in.
Yeah. Also, too, man, the only person in the media defending him is James Jones, and that's when you're wrong. When James Jones, your own personal shill is the only one defending you. You're wrong, because they asked him, I don't watch Speak because I just can't do it. I don't understand who would put Emmanuel Acho and Shady McCoy on the show and think this is gonna be great. Someone at Fox did, I guess. But yeah, there's this clip of James Jones talking about how he's a great teammate to the Jets people. They all love him this, all love him that. And I'm like, yo, no offense, James. We all know that you're his shill. You know how I know we all know you're his shill? Is that you're the one who broke his contract negotiations because he hates everybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You being the only one that says this isn't the same thing. I'm sorry. I'm done giving him grace. I'm sorry. He is the biggest waste of talent in NFL history. Every year you talked about him, how he is the greatest QB, how people kept talking about he's better than Tom Brady, just Tom Brady has a better resume. You know what I mean? No, he's not better than Tom Brady. I'm sorry. I don't care about, athletic tools. You need to make them into something, and he never did.
Well, I mean, he's not the biggest waste of talent. He has one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We expected
he's done
6.
A lot. Okay, but that's a team thing. He's won with 4 MVPs. It's not like he's out there.
Peyton Manning has 6. Did Peyton Manning deserve those 6?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I wasn't alive, so.
But yes, I wouldn't say. And more specifically, the answer to that question is Mike Vick.
That's a good point.
Now, I don't even think it's Mike Vick.
Nah, I don't think it's Mike Vick.
I think it is Mike Vick.
Because he had a lot of success too.
He didn't.
No,
he didn't.
He did. No, he didn't.
Oh,
Mike Vick didn't have a lot of success.
No, not really.
He no MVPs, no Super Bowls, no All Pros, no nothing.
NFC Championship. Maybe not MVP.
Jared Goff has been doing NFC Championship.
He's had a few Pro Bowls, and this is when Pro Bowls counted.
That's true. That's a good point.
No, he's had a lot of success.
He didn't have a lot of success. He had some success. And you go look at his numbers are not good.
They're not very good. No,
I don't think they're bad. That's for
I just looked at them 2 days ago. I was shocked how bad they were.
It's like when you look up Jason Williams' stats and you're like, I'm never doing this again.
Well, okay, that's for another day. I don't think he's the biggest waste of talent though. I'm pretty
Aaron
sure
Rodgers or Mike Vick?
Mike Vick. Well, both of them. I don't think either one are the biggest.
Then why'd you bring up
talent.
Mike Vick then?
I brought up
B
Mike
brought up
Vick.
Mike
I
Vick.
said that he's the biggest waste of talent. He was
Oh,
the number one
okay.
overall pick.
Okay, my bad.
He essentially has he has Lamar's athleticism with a stronger arm. I'm not going to say a better arm, but a much stronger arm, and he didn't do much with it.
Yeah, he did.
No,
He
that
didn't have a lot.
it wasn't 100% his fault.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot. His best receiver in Atlanta was Algie Crumpler. You know what I mean?
I think Vince Young is a bigger waste of talent.
That is right there. See,
I don't think that Vince Young.
And again, I don't think that's 100% his fault.
Talented.
Yeah, no, because Jeff Fisher hated him. He never wanted to draft him. Jeff Fisher wanted Matt Leinart. He wanted Matt Leinart, but the Tennessee, and the Tennessee owner was like, "No, Vince is better. Let's draft Vince." Well, they were correct. Vince was better, even though they both flamed out. He was better. By the way, Matt Leinart, apparently new WNBA analyst Matt Leinart, who apparently thinks a basketball play is homicide. You know, even though he played football, which is funny to me.
WNBA.
Yeah.
He was out there talking about Angel Reese need to be suspended.
Okay,
I think that y'all are misunderstanding. Like you're taking waste of talent in a different way because like Hendo's in there, typically slandering Marcus Mariota every chance he gets. That's not a waste of talent.
No.
He was a bust. I'm saying guys who showed that they could play in the league and then just didn't live up to.
I think Tennessee killed him, so I don't think he was that bust because Tennessee was like, you have no elbow, still go out there and play.
I understand
multiple playoff games.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like Vince Young, I think showed it in his rookie year that he could play.
Yeah,
Vince Young threw 9 touchdowns in his rookie year. Like he ran a lot and he made plays.
And he won rookie. He was rookie of the year.
No, he did. And what I'm saying is he wasn't like he didn't have the tools to be a long-term successful NFL quarterback. I mean, Marcus Mariota won in early on in Tennessee as well. He completed a touchdown pass to himself, won a playoff game, all that.
Went to an AFC Championship.
He wasn't a long-term successful quarterback type of player.
All right.
So guilty.
All right.
We are saying he's guilty.
Hold on. All right. But this is going to be one of the titles we bring up in the overtime show. Okay, we want to bring up the overtime show because I want to keep this going. B, put up the poll for Aaron Rodgers. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is guilty or is he not guilty? Let him live his life. Okay, he's not hurting anybody in his free time, even though he should have been at OTAs. Do
you know what though? Is he not hurting anybody? I think he is. I think he is hurting. He's hurting Garrett Wilson. He's hurting Mike Williams. He's hurting, potentially Breece Hall. He's hurting those guys on defense who, are going to be out there longer if they can't get the offense working. Like, I think he is hurting people. He's an incredibly selfish guy. We know that about Aaron, and he's in a situation where he knows no one can discipline him.
All I'll say is this to Aaron Rodgers.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just
all I'll say is this to Aaron Rodgers, guys. Just say no.
Okay. All right. So B's gonna put up the poll here in a second. All right. And we're gonna discuss it. Yes, but
crack is whack.
Overtime show, we're going to go further into
crack juice is whack. Sorry.
In the overtime show, we're going to go further into this discussion about biggest waste of talents. We can talk not just the NFL, we can talk NBA as well. All right.
Ashim the beat. Sorry.
But Patreon.com. Patreon.com/LBHT show is where you can find the overtime show. All right. And B has a poll up. What you got, B?
This is just guilty versus non-guilty. Hashtag guilty, hashtag not guilty. Is Aaron Rodgers guilty for, going out there and essentially just blowing off the offseason and saying, hey, I'm going to go drink some crack juice. I don't care what y'all are doing with the team. I don't care about trying to get onto the same page. I don't care about trying to win this upcoming season, really. I'm doing me.
All right. Look, you got to put hashtag guilty or hashtag not guilty for your vote to count. All right. It has to be those words. All right. Living Legend says hashtag not guilty, man. Let him live his life. All right.
And I say that too after he retires.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Let's use the Lamar and him comparison again. Lamar has been in Baltimore for like 7 years. He knows how they operate. He knows what it is. He's been with this group of players for a solid 2 to 3 years. Aaron Rodgers he has one off season with them, and then he didn't play, and then he didn't grow with them during the season. So he only has an off season with them. So he needs to then create more connections with them again in another off season, because they also added Mike Williams. That's the difference here. That's the difference. You know, if him and Lamar were in the same situation, I would be like, oh, it's this fine. They don't have to show up, but they're not in the same situation. Lamar has been here for a longer, and he's been with his group longer. Aaron has only had an off season, and then he got injured and then didn't show up for the season because he was out here rehabbing with, ayahuasca.
So OTR Mike said in his defense, he was at OTAs. We all know the veterans don't do anything at OTAs. He wasn't out there, creating any connections, building chemistry with them guys at OTAs. MDT Sports, I don't know how you consistently miss it every single time. It's not hashtag he's space guilty. It's just hashtag guilty.
If you want your vote to count, you have to put hashtag guilty. Okay. And you don't put spaces in your hashtags. Okay?
Another sports news. Cameron Brink, one of the.
Hold on. No.
Okay.
Hold it. We're gonna get to that.
Oh,
don't worry. We got you.
Cool.
All right.
We got structure over here, sir.
Ferris knows this. You know this, Ferris.
Are you saying I'm not a structured person?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Okay. All right. Okay. Poonjet says hashtag not guilty. AJC Senior says hashtag guilty.
Surprised from the Brown.
I'm not surprised for a man named Poonjet.
Also that.
That's our guy. Okay. All right. We're gonna wrap this up. He is guilty. All right. We're gonna send him to rehab. Yes. All right. Ravens Talk with Yolanda says guilty. That's it. That's the final vote. Guilty. You're done. You're done, Aaron Rodgers. We're sending you to rehab. Okay. You're finished.
Isn't like a jury like 12 people, 11 people, something like that?
I mean, they're a different jury.
This is the court of public opinion.
The typical jury is 12 people, Ferris. You should know that.
You know how many people? You know how many people on the jury of court of public opinion?
Graduated college. Yes, you should.
But I was in the media department, not the law department.
All right, let's go because we already hit the hour mark. Let's go. Let's do some NBA and WNBA talk. This is going to be quick, gentlemen. Quick.
Yes, quick. Absolutely, I agree.
You don't agree.
But no,
I can see it on your face.
You agree with me though, right? Jose? That he should absolutely know how many people are on a jury being a college graduate.
Yes.
Like you would think, because he's just like, oh, I was in the media department. But you have to take other classes, right?
Yeah, and I took history and classes about resisting.
You know what's awesome about Google?
But there are base classes too that everyone has to take.
Yeah, but it's amazing. You know what's amazing about Google? Instead of asking us, you could just pick up your phone and say, how many people are on a jury? And it'll tell you.
Asking people because I like conversation, Jose. I like connections.
Okay.
Because you like other people doing your work for you.
Well, that's okay. That's hurtful.
All right, let's talk about I hate saying this, the NBA champions, Boston Celtics. Look, I can't. I don't know if I can't stand the Celtics winning more or the fake fans celebrating. Nobody likes the Celtics.
No one likes the Celtics.
No one likes the Celtics.
Nobody.
But now I'm seeing everybody wearing green and saying, "Yeah, Jaylen Brown's my favorite player." No, he's not. No, he's not. I've never heard anybody talk about Jaylen Brown. He's a damn good player. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Well, I have. I just want to point that.
You have what?
Shout out to my Muslim brother, Jaylen Brown.
Is he Muslim?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, who is the Finals MVP, deservedly so. There is a couple of just brain dead people out there that are arguing for Jason Tatum. I don't know how. If there was the opposite award for MVP, he would get that. Okay. The most I'm gonna stand around and watch y'all handle this award goes to Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
All right.
I've never seen a superstar miss as many shots inside of 3 feet as Jason Tatum. Only when they really need him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only when the rightful Finals MVP, by the way, was Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday took them over the top.
Yes. But look, congrats to them. All jokes aside, man, very deep team.
Yeah.
You know, it took them over a decade to put it together, but very deep, and it was just too much for the Mavs to handle. The Mavs, I'm not sure what they can do, but they got to add more to that team.
You know what? You saw the tweet. You know what they could do.
LeBron
and Brodny.
Bring LeBron and Brodny. So yeah, man, they just weren't in the series. I mean, they from game one, Boston took it to them. The Mavs couldn't really step it up. Kyrie didn't show up. You know, Luka didn't play great either. You know.
No.
So Luka had a couple great games early, and then he faltered. Kyrie didn't show up at all. Their role players didn't role play. It wasn't. It was all bad.
Now, look, Boston played.
Boston had waves.
Very good defense.
They sent Boston waves at them. They sent waves at them. It's like, oh, you're being guarded by this person for 20, 30 minutes. Oh, then here's another person for another 20 minutes. Oh, here's somebody for 10 minutes. And they just kept waves and waves of defenders. And, you know, Doris Burke pointed it out. He's fat and out of shape. And he needs to slender down and fix his body because he gassed out. And I think that contributed to his bonehead decisions late in the game, trying to take a charge. That one game at the end that he ended up getting ejected from, kicked out from.
I don't agree that that's a bonehead decision. He took the charge.
They didn't call a charge?
No, they didn't call it a charge. It was a bad call, and he got fouled out of the game. That's not like you can't slander him for not playing defense, which he absolutely does not do. No, and then slander him when he tries to play defense.
That's a good point.
And I agree with Mikey. Celtics' defensive game plan was great. It was.
Yeah, Drew Holiday, man. When he's the point of attack.
Yeah.
When he's the point of attack. All I'll say is, man, the Portland Trailblazers should be punished for the crimes they committed because they were like, you can have Drew Holiday for free. Boston, it's like, why would you do that? And honestly, and if I was Milwaukee, I would have kept him and I would have played him and Damian Lillard together because, Damian Lillard don't play no defense. You have Drew Holiday to play defense for you. Yeah. So I don't understand why they even traded him away. So
now another quick story. We'll move along. Another quick NBA story. Monty Williams got fired today. Okay, first year into his 6-year contract, they fired him. Just got freshly fired from the Phoenix Suns, who still owed him $20 million.
Yes, and
now in this contract, the Detroit Pistons fired him. They still owe him $65 million. So he's getting a cool $85 million to just
sit
chill.
On the couch.
Now, B, I don't think you're as high on Monty Williams as I am, but I think he's a good coach, right?
No, I like Monty. I think Monty's a good coach.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I just thought it was stupid for Detroit to hire him.
Yeah, they're not ready to win, right? Now, okay, I didn't have a problem with that hire. I thought that was fine because you're hiring them for the long term, right? 6 years, and you got a young team. You're going to build a team. You have a coach that's going to develop them. But 1 year in, because they had a terrible season as expected, and you're like, no, we're going to go in a different direction. This is why bad teams stay bad. That's a poor organizational decision.
Also, too,
that's why I didn't like the hire because you're not staying there 6 years without winning.
Also, too, like they have a new GM, and the GM that hired him, Troy Weaver, is no longer there, and now the new GM is like, I don't want you, so bye.
Yeah, see, that's where as an owner you have to come in and say, no, that's your coach. You make it work. Right. Yeah, like before you even get hired, we're going to have a discussion. How do you feel about Monty Williams? I would like to bring in my own person. All right, then you're not the man for this job.
Well, the question too is why did the GM get fired? If you have some talented players there.
Scratch that. Troy Weaver is still there.
Okay, well then thank you, Bum Scoop.
Right.
No, but we talk about
they have a new president. They have a new president.
Trajan.
Okay.
Yes,
but we talk about this all the time and why it's much harder to actually run teams than it seems like, because when you're sitting at home or you're playing Madden or 2K, you're the owner, you're the GM, you're the coach, everyone's aligned. In real life, everyone is not aligned.
I was right. They did fire Troy Weaver. And they hired Trent Langdon.
Damn, bro.
As the GM or president?
He's the president of basketball operations, and he cut ties with Troy Weaver. They fired him on June 1st.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you.
I was right. So
thank you for clarifying that.
Were you though?
Yeah, I was right.
You were right, wrong.
I was right, wrong.
All right, Skip.
Google needs to update their stuff, man. See, this is why you can't just Google stuff. See? It literally said, I literally typed in who's the GM of the Detroit Pistons. They're like Troy Weaver.
You can't type it in and then just read the AI answer. No, you can't do that.
Right.
You need to scroll.
Okay. So
yeah, Tranger Langdon was like, we're starting all over. We're firing the two dudes who've ruined us in Troy Weaver and his decision in Monty Williams. And Trajan Langdon is basically starting all over from scratch.
So
knowing that it's not his money. So he can fire him if he wants to.
That's where our owner needs to come in and put us out to that, because no, I agree, B. Like it's not.
OTR Mike said it came from up top.
So over the GM, but okay, again, that's just a poor ownership, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you greenlit the biggest deal for a coach in NBA history. That's what it was, Monty right? It was the biggest deal in NBA history, and you were okay with that. 6 years. It can't be a year later you say, I changed my mind. Go ahead and just take the $65 million loss, right? You're supposed, these owners are supposed to be these genius businessmen, right? That make great business deals. Is that a good business move? No. You make an investment. You know the team is bad. You know that up front, right? You're not asking him to come in there and work miracles. You're saying, all right, you're going to develop this team as we get you talent, right? Don't have a lot of talent right now. You got young talent, right, that you're trying to develop, but you don't have any real talent that can compete right now. That's already known. The next coach that comes in here, same thing. Already known. You don't have any. It's still a bad team. Nothing's changed, right? So you do that because you want a new GM in there, and you're like, okay, well, the new GM comes in and he wants things his way, or the president, he wants things his way. That's fine. You can have things your way, except for that, the coach stays, right? And if the owner just wanted him out for whatever reason, like what made you say okay to begin with, to where you cut a check like that? Because you're on hook for all of that money. That's what I'm saying. Like they're going to be bad for a long time. If everybody in the front office can make that kind of decision on a whim after a year, that means you're going to be bad for a long time.
No, they're going to be good because they got the Alaskan assassin working for them now.
Who's that?
Trajan Langdon. He's from Alaska. He went to Duke. He's now one of the higher ups in Detroit. He's gonna turn them around real quick.
He's Brodny. Sure. If Brodny was like, I'm a hoop.
Sure.
That's right.
Okay.
Except I would have also made it in the NBA. So
all right, let's keep it moving. WNBA.
WNBA.
Now you're going to say this during the court of public opinion, the wrong segment. Okay, Ferris. Now this is the right segment. You're gonna change the ticker, B?
Yeah.
Now this is the right segment. Okay, WNBA talk. What is going on with our girl Cameron Brink?
She tore her ACL. It's been confirmed. It was a non-contact injury last night against who were they against last night? Let me double check. The Sparks. It's a cool name, the Sparks. Yeah, it was the Storm. She tore her ACL on a drive. Her knee kind of flopped outward, and boom, gone. Non-contact injury.
You could tell if you saw the replay. It looked bad.
It was bad.
It looked bad.
Her knee buckled. She fell down. It was done.
Yeah.
They had to carry her to the locker room.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate.
But there's also very positive news as well. The Connecticut Sun are now 13-1, one of the best.
Why is
teams
that positive?
Well, they're 13-1. They keep winning. They can't stop winning. They're pretty good.
Yep.
So yeah.
And yeah, Hendo is right. He said, did someone make a video on how much these fire coaches are making? Yeah. Yes.
Make a lot of money.
As an episode of Open Mic with OTR Mike. Okay. He did a whole video on that. So go check it out. Open Mic with OTR Mike. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Sucks for Cameron Brink, man. It sucks. And where were they? Where are they in the standings?
Yeah, they're pretty low. They're not very good, unfortunately. The only teams worse than them are the Washington Mystics, but the Washington Mystics, they've been looking better than them lately. So we'll see if they improve. They are 10th. They're 10th overall in the league, which is only 2 spots above the Mystics and the Wings. The Wings are second to last, and the Mystics are dead last. The Sparks only have 4 wins on the year, while the Mystics have 2, and the Dallas Wings have 3. But but you know it's crazy. Even depending on the record, I still think the Washington Mystics are better than them. They're probably one of the best 2-12 teams I've ever seen because almost every game with the Mystics, they're always in it. With the Sparks, it's usually when they lose, they get blown out easily, and they usually beat teams that are on skids or they play up to the level of the competition because they started the 3-game losing streak for the Las Vegas Aces when they beat them in LA. You know, with Cameron Brink playing very well, but mostly it's all about Rickea Jackson. Now, Rickea Jackson is going to I think Rickea Jackson is going to take a bigger role with the Los Angeles Sparks, and she's been doing a bigger role lately, coming in, playing very well, multiple double-figured scoring games, efficiency with Rickea Jackson. She was the draft pick that everyone was like, this is the new forward of the WNBA. The new 3-2 forward, because now you know the way they play, it's pretty. But I don't trust her 3-point shot, Rickea Jackson. I need to see more from the 3. See more from the 3. But overall, she's gonna take the load off. She needs to take a new bigger role because Cameron's not there no more. You know, and they're gonna they need to start playing the Chinese girl Zhang Yuri. She's gonna start playing a little bit more, and it's kind of like a big lineup of her and De'Erica Hamby. Hamby's just been balling out. Big guard De'Erica Hamby, getting double doubles, sometimes triple doubles. She's on fire.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a tight race at the bottom for Paige Becker's next.
Yep. And all 3 of them need a point guard. Well, Dallas, they do, but they don't. But they kind of do. So like Washington, they have their guards they're run and gun kind of shooting guards for Washington. And Van Loo and Jade Melbourne. They kind of look like 2 guards. It's kind of like Dana Evans. Where Dana Evans, great shooter. I love her defense, but I don't think she's a point guard. She's a 2. I think she's a 2 more often. And then in LA, their point guard is Lexi Brown, who I don't think is a point guard really. I think she's a 2. I think some of these guards in the WNBA are playing out of position, and they're making them play point, but really they're 2s. It's like her and Lachey Clarendon. They both start, but I'm like, y'all are both 2 guards. Y'all are not point guards. And I think Paige, she has an amazing offensive repertoire, but she can conduct an offense because she plays point guard for UConn because AZ Fudd plays the 2. And Paige, is key.
So, all right. Bad news is there's only one Paige Beckers in this draft,
and she's going to Golden State.
Going to Chicago.
Chicago ain't going to be.
They're not going to lose
Chicago. Are you for real? They're only 2 games ahead of the Mystics.
Yeah, I am for real. They
are not playing well.
They're not playing well right now, but it's only a little more than a quarter of the way through. They're going to find a rhythm.
That's why they can drop more than 2 games.
They're gonna end up in the playoffs. They're gonna end up in the playoffs. Now the question is, who can they get? Because they need a point guard. Okay.
Well, unfortunately,
it may not be. It doesn't have to be the draft, free agency, trade, whatever.
Free agency. Yeah, exactly. In the WNBA, free agency is very key nowadays. They could definitely, I don't know what point guards are going to be up. I need to look at the contracts and see who's a free agent next year. But I don't really know. So I'll
I still maintain that they should call up Destiny. And what do you have to lose?
Destiny Henderson? Yeah. You can. Call up Destiny Henderson. Yeah, absolutely.
Take one of those shooters off the. Shooters off the court. Initially, let Destiny just run the offense. She doesn't have to shoot the ball, whatever. Just let her run the offense, and then you've got Kennedy and Dana or Marina or coming off of the bench with that second unit, making you more dangerous that way. But yeah, they have to do something. They have to get somebody who can get the ball to Reese and Cardoso. It is absolutely ridiculous how bad they are at it.
Yes. I mean, especially Cardoso, she'd be waiting in the paint sometimes. Now Cardoso has some things she has to work on too, right? She doesn't finish strong, but man, it is a struggle to get the biggest person on the court the ball. That's crazy.
Got you guys right here. Y'all want the point guards for next year's free agency class?
Sure.
The ones that are really popping out of the way it is. Kelsey Plum's a free agent after this year. We have also Natisha Heidemann, who's now playing in Minnesota. Guys, watch out for Minnesota. They are a solid team. They can beat anybody on any day. Minnesota's coming back after a year of pain, but Cheryl Reeve, one of the best coaches in WNBA history. So make sure to watch them out. They're also in the Commissioner Cup's final against the New York Liberty. And that's not a guarantee for the New York Liberty, right? So they better watch out, because if Kayla McBride gets hot, you're done. You're done. And that bench is a very solid bench, because I remember once against Phoenix. Phoenix was a tight game against Phoenix. They sub in the bench. Bench makes up the lead, and the lead's up by 20. So they had to bring the starters back in to give the bench a rest. But the bench gave them a 20-point lead, and the starters increased it to 30. And then the bench came in, and they ended up winning beating Phoenix by like 25. So watch out for Minnesota. Always watch out. Never underestimate Minnesota. You have Kelsey Plum, Natisha Heidemann, Crystal Dangerfield, who's playing in Atlanta, and yeah, those are the point guards coming out. Really, those are the only true, I believe, point guards. Really, because all these other ones they're guards, but they're more two guards than overall. Like Tiffany Mitchell in Connecticut, 2 guard. Kelsey Mitchell in Indiana, 2 guard. Erica Wheeler, she's a combo guard, but really she does not really. They're gonna not really keep her because they have CC. Diana Taurasi is a free agent, but she's not leaving Phoenix. That's not happening.
Oh, and that's not a forward thinking move anyway.
She's 43. Courtney Vandersloot is a free agent after this year, and she's definitely a point guard. But it depends on does he still have it? Does she still not have it? It's a kind of a waiting game. But those are really the point guards that are going to be on the free agency market, for next year.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So this offseason is going to be key.
Yes.
For a lot of these teams, man. That's really going to shape how the WNBA looks next year. But, like I said, there's still a lot of season left this year. So we're going to be discussing more of that. But look, it's about time to wrap this up, B. We got some submitted questions, and then we're going over to the overtime show where we're going to continue some of these conversations. All right. So you want to be a part of that? Patreon.com/LBHT Show is how you do it. If you have as little as $5 in your pocket, man, come join us. It's well worth the investment. Okay. You also get access to our Discord channel. All right. Where, like you see the chat is always active. And that's how it is in our Discord. All right. So patreon.com/LBHT Show. Consider being a member tonight. What's going on? Attitude Pop says, yo, what's up, Jose and Brodny? What y'all think about the new helmets? Look good. Talking about the Ravens helmets. The helmets look good. Okay, I like them.
The helmets are awesome. I don't like the logo.
I like the logo. I like the whole thing. I think it's dope. So, all right, Jeremy, the points have been suspended. So you're looking to see who's on top of the points. The points they will come back beginning of the NFL season. All right.
So Jay, speaking of Sarah Strong, Jay, she would have to wait 3 years. So she can't just come in, shine and ball. She has to wait till her junior year to declare. So even if she balls out, wins freshman year of the league, freshman of the year, player of the year, Brianna Stewart winning national title, she's gonna have to wait 3 years like Brianna did. So yeah.
All right, B.
OTR Mike says, Ferris, question for you: how in the hell is the WNBA projected to still lose $50 million this year?
It's still a relatively young league, man. It's like people like the way they do it is like it's only 28 years old. The NBA was losing money like this in 28 years, like left and right. People be like, I love how people just forget about that.
The Nets are losing money like that today.
Exactly.
By themselves.
But yeah, the NBA finally made $1 billion. They finally made $1 billion like 2 years ago. Finally, I made $1 billion. The NFL makes 14 billion yearly. The NBA finally made $1 billion a couple of years ago. You know what I mean? So them losing 50 million is they're still building. You know,
Well, yeah.
product. You know, and they're also too. They're not in a lot of markets. They're only in 12 markets.
Yeah.
They're in only 12 markets. There's only 12 markets who possibly care about their team. When they add Toronto and they add the Bay, that's 2 more markets. So now they're in 14 markets. The NBA's in 30 markets. The NFL's in 32 markets. The NBA finally made $1 billion a couple years ago. Of course, they're still going to be losing money, but they're trending upwards. You know, of course we're losing money, but like when people when they do like their economic tracking and stuff, it's like, oh yeah, we're still losing 10 billion, but we're tracking to make 200 million. You know what I mean? So they're tracking. You know, everything is looking upward. You know, so of course they're going to lose some money here and there, but people only see 50. They lose 50 billion, but they don't give the context of they're surging to be projected to make 200 million this year. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because they also not including the next round of TV rights deals.
Exactly. Right? The TV, like their TV rights, man, it's like a bucket of cheese. Like the NWSL was losing money until they got that TV rights deal where ESPN, CBS, Ion are giving them a bunch of money. The CBS and the ESPN ain't giving them a lot of money, but Ion is. But when the TV rights come up, you know, I saw. So the NHL is their attendance and their viewership is increasing this year. Good for them. But they're still getting outbeaten viewership wise by the WNBA. And the NHL made $625 million for their media deal. You know what I mean? So when the WNBA comes up and says, "Hey, yo, it's time for this new media deal," and someone tries to short it and be like, "Yo, bro, here are the stats. You're giving this league blah 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 blah. We outbeat them on the ratings." That's the basis. You know what I mean? Like because with TV rights, they don't care if you fill the stadium. That's not what they're talking about. They don't care. They want to make sure they can sell ads on your programs.
Yeah.
And in the ESPN, well, their former model, I don't know if it's their current model. Their former model was, if we want it, we'll pay whatever money we to get it. That's why they paid $1 billion for the almost $1 billion for the NBA. That's why they almost pay $2 billion for the NFL because they cover the NFL year round. You know what I mean? So this new media deal is gonna balance everything out. You know, they're still on a really cheap media deal. So make sure to watch out for that.
And that's a narrative that's been going out there. You know, they're set to lose $50 million. That is set by people who want to see the WNBA fail, right? It's growing in popularity, obviously. This is probably the most popular year that's ever had. And there are people that have been saying for years that the WNBA is going to fail, is going to go under, and it hasn't gone under. And in fact, it's going in the opposite direction. So they're gonna throw these stories out there to try to get you to think like, see, it's still failing. It's not really marketable. It's just, people don't really care about it, but they do care about it, and it is going to stay here, right? Because it takes a long time. It takes decades to grow a league. It takes decades. All right. Now, me and B, we used to always joke about MLS, right? This is what we used to say about MLS. MLS makes a lot of money now, right?
Yeah, I don't really mess with MLS.
Nobody watches it here, right? But they found their crowd. Okay, they found their audience. It doesn't have to be us. The WNBA. It's going to grow here in America. It's going to grow globally as well. So the people that are out there bashing it, that's fine. Like, they just don't like the fact that people are talking about it more. They're talking about it on ESPN and First Take and all that stuff. They don't like that narrative. So. They're going to try to spin their own, but the fact is, WNBA is here to stay.
Here's the thing. So currently, it's a $60 million TV deal. $60 million.
Yeah,
that's an NBA contract. $60 million.
Yeah,
it's going to triple when they come up for negotiations. Also, too, the expansion fees. When you want a new team, back in the day, it was give me $3 million.
Yeah.
Now it's give me $50 million. They're increasing and increasing. Like, let's bring up MLS. If you wanted to buy an MLS team in 2003. 2002, be like $2.5 million, $3 million, $5 million. Your team. Mid 2000s, 08, 2011, 15 million. 20 million. A couple more years later, like around 2018, 2015, $100 million, $100 million. And then
that's a great investment.
Yeah, it's a great investment. Now it's $500 million.
Sheesh.
$500 million. And here's the thing too. Here's the two. MLS owns the team. You just paid for the naming rights and the operation. the new San Diego team, basically almost $500 million for the name to be able to play in San Diego. MLS still owns the team.
Wow.
They still own the team. But you paid $500 million for being able to play in San Diego, the naming rights for the San Diego team, and operating the San Diego team. But MLS keeps your $500 million.
Sheesh.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, invest in WNBA. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going. I mean, it's not going anywhere. We're going to keep talking about it. A lot of people are going to keep talking about it. It's not going anywhere. All right. We'll save this part for the overtime show too. We want to talk about more of this Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese drama, but we'll save that for the overtime show. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hit up submitted questions and get up out of here. You ready, B?
I am very ready.
Let's do it.
Let me go ahead and get the thing set up here. I wasn't quite as ready as I may have led you.
Ready. You weren't ready.
But that's all right though. That's okay. Yeah, because I'm about to be ready.
I mean, don't talk about the NBA in the 70s when they almost.
So I had to mute Ferris because once again I had a reminder when we're doing these stinger videos, people can still hear you. So you gotta unmute yourself, Ferris. Ferris does not. He does not like to conform to structure.
Listen, man, that I don't know what that SFSU education is worth these days, but my goodness.
Wait, I thought. Wait, but I was still on
the
screen.
video is going.
Oh yeah, I'll play the video.
Yes.
My bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 submitted questions. We're gonna hit them both quick, and we're gonna get out of here. First one is from Jay. He says, with the NBA draft next week, what are your off-the-wall predictions? I'm going to say that, I guess it may not be that off-the-wall, but I'm going to say that LeBron and Brodny do not end up on the same team.
Oh. Ferris, what do you think?
This draft is actually going to be one of the best drafts, or one of the most solid NBA player drafts to year to come, because a lot of people talking about how this draft is horrible. I think there's a lot of 10-year, 15-year NBA vets in this draft class.
Oh, okay.
A lot of 6 point, 6.5 rebound.
No, I'm talking solid starter.
Magnus, thanks for coming through. Appreciate it.
Solid starter, bench players, some 6 men's. They're not gonna, not like these people are gonna be out of the league in 3 years type stuff.
Salute, Jerry.
You know what I mean?
Thanks for coming through. Oh man, that's okay. Ferris, I'm glad you said that, because my prediction is the Nets are going to do something stupid and trade into like the top 10 for which I don't want them to do, because the draft looks pretty bad, and they've been talking about negotiating with somebody to trade into the draft. They don't have any draft picks. My fear is they're going to do something stupid and try to get into the a striking distance with a top 10 pick or a top 5 pick. Now, they've done an excellent job, finding players either low first round or second round, and just developing them, right? But I don't want them to give up any assets to go and get these picks, unless we're talking about what's his name?
Alex Sarr.
Sarr? No.
Oh.
No. I'm
He's
talking about
the French dude.
Where's he projected to go?
Number 2 overall.
Oh.
One or 2. He's in the top 2. Both of the top 2 players are French. So the French Revolution's coming.
Yeah. But I feel like they're gonna trade their way into the draft. So I hope they get somebody that can really help the team. All right. Next question.
Next question is from our guy Jeremy. He says, what do you think will be the biggest move in NBA free agency? And I'm going to say that the biggest move is a sign and trade bringing Brandon Ingram back to the Lakers.
Ooh. Brandon Ingram will be on the move. Who are the free? Who is he the biggest free agent?
Well, he's not a. I mean, he is, but you got him. You got Paul George. Who was the other guy? There aren't a lot. It was Paul George, and I cannot remember the other real big free agent. But it's not a great free agent class. But in the NBA, everybody is available at all times.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because all you have to do is match the salary.
Mm-hmm.
I think Paul George ends up in LA.
He's
Lakers.
already in LA. Oh, he's
Lakers.
a Laker. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
No, he's not in LA, Ferris. Come on now.
My bad.
I think the Lakers.
He in the visitor.
Klay Thompson, he's gone.
Yeah,
Clay's gone.
Oh,
That's my thing.
I think it's messed up how the fans are treating Clay too. Like, it's dirty. Especially
how they treating him?
Fans. They're making fun of him a lot, and I'm just like, he brought you 4 rings. And then you out there trolling him about 0-10. Like, who cares?
Other crazy thing
this is
is
the only time you'll ever hear me say this. Have some class.
Mikey thinks Trae Young will be on the move. Okay.
Tobias Harris is going to convince a team to give him $30 million for 1 year, and then he's going to re-sign with another team for 4 years, $180 million. Watch it.
Tobias Harris is Kirk Cousins level scammer.
Yeah.
MDT Sports says sign Trey KD coming back to the Warriors.
Why would you even want that, MDT? What about his last 2 stops makes that a desirable thing for you?
Yeah.
Warriors
Clay
fans, man.
to the Magic. No.
Play to the Magic. Oh, interesting. Kind of like a.
Okay. All right. That's it. We're going to wrap it up here because we're already over an hour and a half. All right.
Klay Thompson's going to the Clippers.
Okay.
Why not?
Ferris, let the people know where they can find you.
Guys, Fridays, every 3 o'clock Pacific, Good Friends, Better Rivals, me and Caleb talk NFC East, as well as Fridays, 8 o'clock Pacific, me and Adelia, The Open Table. We're back by popular demand. Like I said on my other shows, Monday through Thursdays with your girl, Fridays are with Ferris, and the weekends are for the boys.
All right. But where can they find you?
Oh, I just said on the Let's Get Ready Network highlights.
You didn't say that.
Yeah, it's a good point. I didn't say that.
Let's Get Ready Network, the highlights.
And
Okay?
Let's Get Ready Network Entertainment.
Yes.
We do movies and reviews. We've been doing mini reviews and watch-alongs of The Acolyte. Big Star Wars show because of course it's Star Wars.
Okay, and I'll put your link in the descriptions as well. Appreciate you as always. All right, B, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
Okay,
He was born ready.
he was born ready. All right, thank you everybody for hanging out. Okay, Patreon members, the Overtime Show is starting right now. If you want to be a part of it, if you're not a member, go to patreon.com/LBHT Show. That's how you can be a part of it. Otherwise, everybody have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Ferris, don't talk over the outro.